The audio wasn't working. It should be now, though. Yes, it is working now. All right, good. All right, we should be good to go. What is going on? Hector, MP, Nick, how we doing, gentlemen? Welcome back to OFL After Dark. The Cowboys are only 5 overalls higher, which means we should lose by 5. I don't know if it works like that. On one hand, if you lose by 5, I'll be impressed. But on the other hand, you should go for the win. If you can win one playoff game, you can do anything you put your mind to. What is good, Little Jaw? What is good, Lenny? What is good, Denmark? Are you proud? I showered. I am proud. Yes, good for you. Another late stream. Yes, OFL After Dark Part 2. So as discussed in the server today, thanks to Nick's lovely idea, we will be splitting the playoffs for the divisional round into 2. Today we'll be covering the NFC. We've got the Cowboys and the Geagles, and the Nighthawks and the Commanders. Tomorrow afternoon, I haven't decided a time, probably 3 or 4 or something. We've got the Bills and the Jets, and then the Steelers and the Raiders. I have as many playoff wins as Octi has parents. Jesus Christ. You have 2 playoff wins? Change Frank Jones III's name. Click the edit button. Just edit the message. So which game are we doing first? Does anybody have a reason for their game to be picked first? If not, we will let the random number generator do it. So speak up now or forever hold your peace. I want the Band-Aid ripped off. That's not a reason. I don't disagree with your logic, but that's not... Nighthawks coming so I can be let down. Let down Mickey. Okay. $1 to force Javonte Washington to start. I don't know if you could force Bill Belichick to do that, though. Mac Jones just won a championship. Wild, I know. Madden loves him. For Lord knows what reason. And it ain't just this year. We see what Mac Jones is doing in OFL. 5,200 yards and 51 touchdowns. All right, it seems like we'll have the random number generator pick it. Okay, so the Dallas game was on top, so that's 1. And then the Commies and the Nighthawks is 2. Interesting. Okay, so we will be starting off with the Nighthawks and the Commies. Number generator lands on 2. We will user the Nighthawks. I'm really curious to see how OKC plays today. We know what Washington is capable of, but I don't know what to expect from the Nighthawks. We just voted. It's not a voting thing. You vote to see which games are picked, but since we're watching every game, the order is picked by the random number generator. Blame that, not me. All right, what would we like to wear? What type of racist, communist propaganda is this? That's a great question. Can I request, if I can request, can I bench my quarterback in the middle of the game? No, because the other team does not have access to doing that. If they did, I would let you bench players, but they don't. So, no. All purple. Good choice. Red, white, red, white. So, like red pants? Like this? What if the other coach consents? That's not how it works. The random number generator is above all, because Siri's above all, but But Siri's on the injured list. So, Siri's unavailable. Your ride or die with Jacoby, unless you bench him before the game. That's allowed. You're saying consent is not important. In this context, yes. That would be correct. We have simcast every game except for the ball. That is correct. Every blowout in the second half turns into a simcast except for the OFL ball because we're watching the whole thing. So the sim merchants, it sucks to suck. I would make a Nighthawks joke, but they won a playoff game, so I can't really make that joke. If they lose by 30 today, then maybe I can. But for right now, they are not sim merchants because they beat a good Seattle team, but now they've got a really tough test. This Washington Commanders team has OFL Bowl upside. Mac Jones is an MVP candidate. Najee Harris is the best receiver in the league. Wink, wink. They've got Olave from the Saints. They've got my guy Brandon Ayuk. And plenty of talent on defense. I really could see this team going all the way. But on the flip side, Oklahoma City won, 12, 13 games this year? And against Seattle, they opened a lot of people's eyes, myself included, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Jacoby Brissett played very smart football the entire game. I think he only threw 2 incompletions. He didn't need to try to do too much. He just did what he needed to. He played to his role. He was the game manager, and he was pretty damn good at doing that. Who doesn't want to see Nick mad? You make a good point. If we sell this game, I also have to do my apology to Frank. Everyone who's owed him an apology, or everyone who's promised him an apology has owed it. So maybe we shouldn't promise him anything, because it generally comes back to bite us. The Nighthawks are going to start with the ball. Their offense was a little shaky, especially in the second half against the Seahawks. I'm more concerned about their offense than their defense. Now, I will say Washington is definitely better on the offensive side of the ball themselves. So this is, I would say, the Nighthawks' weak link against Washington's weak link. But then on the flip side, when the other 2 units are on the field, I think it's the Washington strong suit against OKC's strong suit. My mental health and life depends on this. Well, maybe you're taking this a little bit too seriously. Here's Dalvin Cook. Good start. That's a first down. Or not. Okay, I thought he got it. Jacoby Brissett threw 13 picks this year. He threw 8 total with me. Well, guess what else Jacoby Brissett did this year that he didn't do with you? He won a playoff game. 2nd and inches. Brissett looks to throw it. And that'll go for a first down. Mark Andrews gets around 7. The Nighthawks aren't going to wow you with big plays, although they've got some big weapons. Dalvin Cook, Mark Andrews, DK Metcalf, Kadarius Toney. They've got some good players here. Maybe Hector and Jacoby splitting was best for both. Clearly, Jacoby did what we thought he couldn't do by winning a playoff game. Hector did what we thought he couldn't do by winning a playoff game. What if they meet in the conference championship? That would be objectively hilarious. I think the funniest possible conference championship we could get would be the Nighthawks, the Geagles, the Jets, and the Steelers. That would be hilarious across the board. The Hector Bowl versus the Lenny and Littlejaw rivalry. That would be golden. That would be hilarious. I get it hurts your team, but objectively it would be funny. I was going to start Jacoby against the Rams in the 6-3 game, but then I took a nap, and when I woke up, I was like, Octi's not going to let me change my QBs 5 minutes before the game starts. I'll let you change your quarterback 5 seconds before the game starts. The problem is, once it does start, it sucks to suck. But right before the game, yeah, you can switch it. Here's Brissett on the run. The Nighthawks have done what they've needed to. Slow and steady down the field. This is a good start for them. Imagine the Raiders just won it all for whatever reason, like Naruto's Mickey Mouse rings. That would be kind of funny. At least we can say we nearly beat the champs. Or let me rephrase. We should have beat the champs if we didn't choke. Didn't Naruto sign a running back every offseason of OFL? It sure feels like it. Oh, that would have been a ridiculous catch. Good defense. That was in his hands, too. That was a good throw. I don't know if I would say it was a good read, but the throw itself was good. 2nd and 10. Here's Dalvin Cook. Gets not much. If Washington can hold him to a field goal, that'd be pretty big. Why did the Nighthawks have 3 tight ends on the field? What is the thought process? No time to throw it. He is sacked by Max Crosby. So the Commanders do get the stop. The Nighthawks are still in field goal range. They're close to field goal miss range, but this is from 47. They should be fine. Ugh, that kick doesn't look too good. Okay, it does fall. So the Nighthawks are on the board. They lead at 3-0. Drive started off really well, kind of hizzled off once they got into the end zone, or the red zone, excuse me. But they'll take their 3. Now we get to see the Washington offense. And the Commanders, what I've noticed over the last couple of weeks, is sometimes they can take a little bit to get going, but once they get a big play or two, it's like they're on. The reason to have 3 tight ends on the field is to run tight end attack against Octi. How about you be quiet, mister? This is the Washington defense, not my defense. There's a difference. One of the teams we played this year ran a scheme all game where they had 3 running backs on the field. That sounds like high school football, all right. There aren't that many kids who can throw the ball past 20 yards, so that'll happen. Penalty, probably a hold. Yeah, Jamari Sawyer's called for the flag. Didn't they trade for him? I think they did. He was with Seattle, right? Where is Felix? Probably on the field. Where else would he be? There's Najee Harris. Second and 6. He's not because he has superstar. Well, that's weird. He definitely should be on the field. I see like 4 superstars. So there's that. 3rd and 1. Mac wants it all. And he's not going to get it. Good defense. I like the aggressiveness, but on 3rd and 1, just get the first down. No reason to try to do too much. We're in the first quarter. So a pretty good start for the Nighthawks. They had a solid drive down the field, only getting 3, but then they get the stop. Something that the Vikings didn't really do last week against the Commies. It's early, but the Nighthawks look pretty strong so far. Arizona is beating Morgan State by 30. Congrats, we won by like 50. Get on our level. Jacoby is a man open. Good throw to the 35. He's looking nice. Is that KJ Hamler? It is. Yes, it's the first half. We were up by like 40 at halftime. So, again, get on our level. Ohio State beat Oakland by 6. Jesus. Is that the school where, what was the small guard's name? Kay Felder? Was that his name? He was a baller. I know that was like 8 years ago, but he was like kind of good. If you know, you know. 2nd and 10. Here's Brissett. He's going downfield, and it's caught by DK. I think we're going to get a defensive pass interference as well, unless he pushed off. No, that looks like it's on the defense. L'Jarius Sneed called for the DPI. It won't matter. Didn't Wilt Chamberlain go to Oakland or some random school? Oh, that's ironic. He did not go to Oakland. He went to a different school we talked about today. Rock Chalk. The Nighthawks lead at 3-0 through the first. They look impressive so far. They've got the ball at the 5-yard line. Brissett's had 2 brilliant throws on this drive. Maybe the 2 best throws I've seen from him. He has Andrews wide open to walk the red carpet. And the Nighthawks lead at 10-0. Not often do you find a 2 seed who feels like a Cinderella story, but here we are. This team looks legit good. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this Nighthawks team is playing like an OFL Bowl contender. We didn't think it was possible, even though they won 12, 13 games in the regular season. This team was supposed to not be built for the playoffs. They beat Seattle. So far, they're taking care of business against Washington, albeit it's only been one quarter. There's still plenty of time. Committing DPI and still allowing the catch. That's DK Metcalf for you. Nick versus Frank Bowl is going to hit different. Well, that can't really happen. We can get the Nick and Frank NFC Championship. Fumble! Washington has it. That could have been bad news. If the return man doesn't scoop that up, not only did the Nighthawks force the turnover, but they're housing that. That's 7. I think that ball was out, too. Not that it really matters. Yeah, that guy right there was taking that for 6. The Commies dodged a bullet. As Najee Harris trucks a dude. The Commies made it to the divisional round last year, also losing to the Dreadnoughts, who obviously ended up making the bowl. That game ended up being really good. I feel like that was one of the best games of the playoffs last year. Did you ever see that video of me getting boomsticked? I probably did. That was funny. Just like Miles Jack got boomsticked. 2nd and 4. What was that? Ew. Yikes. 3rd and 4. I know it's early, but Washington's got to get something going at this point. 83 is wide open. That's about as easy of a read and throw as you'll make. Macaroni and Cheese Man's first completion of the game, and it goes for 11. Why wasn't I in the Coach of the Year ballot? Because it's a regular season award. And respectfully, not that you necessarily had a bad year, but we saw a few teams like the Nighthawks, the Niners, the Jets really elevate themselves. Here's a big run. We saw Seattle. Oh my God, Najee, look at him go! I'll get back to my point in a second. 61 yards for Najee Harris. What a run! The Commies are right back in the game. He broke like 5 tackles there. My goodness. Great job to find the hole as well. The anti-Najee with the vision. Anyway, back to the point. We had those teams that I said earlier really elevate themselves. Dallas went 16-1. The Seahawks flipped their roster and became a playoff team. And I don't remember the other Coach of the Year candidates off the top of my head, but I know there were a couple. What is up with OFL Najee? Why is he not like real Najee? I don't know. That's a good question. I guess because Madden likes their power backs. That's why I traded Antonio Gibson for him last year. Naruto was one. What move specifically would Naruto have made, though? Yeah, I would say he's at the bottom of that list. But his team, they got better. Remember when Najee was Octi's running back? I do. He still couldn't win with the Avengers. That Vikings team I had was a very good team, but it was also probably the worst of my 5 OFL teams. Albeit, we probably should have made it out of the divisional round at least once. Even I can say with the Bengals, I've done that twice. Getting Stroud. Oh, I forgot Stroud was this offseason. Why did I think they had him for, like, more than a year? Never mind, you're right. Arizona's up by 40 now. Rock Chalk, congrats on beating a mid-major. It was my first year coaching, and I got the 2 seed. That's actually impressive. I don't know how many people can say, like, they had a team who wasn't a playoff team, and then they got to a 2 seed in year 1. Who did the Jayhawks even play? We played North Carolina Central. Brissett is sacked on 2nd down. Sam Hubbard, he had a good wild card game. Brings him down. And now it's 3rd and 14 with Dalvin in the zone. Brissett, downfield, boink, 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 incomplete. The Nighthawks dominated the first quarter, but it seems like Washington's making this a game quick. What a shank. That was not a good punt. So Washington gets it back. Why are my interception sliders so bad? They're pretty high. I don't know how these corners just have brick hands. Second and 10. Good throw. Gain of 7. I know Washington kind of has the momentum now, but they've got to keep it going on offense. They can't just get another 3 and out like that. Okay, they get the first down. They didn't get much more, but a first down's a first down. That was well-known wide receiver Najee Harris. Now Najee on the ground, breaks a tackle. Another big run for Najee. He's on fire so far. Already over 100 yards on just 6 carries. Let him cook. Timberwolves just fumbled hard. What did they do? Did they choke? Why isn't in the game? Great English. I don't know why FAU would not be in the game. He should be the rush end or wherever you put him. There's nothing like a good old EA disaster class. Had 2 free throws in a tie game with less than a minute to go and missed both. Did I put Hutch and him in the same position? I don't think so. I would have done it based off of how you listed it. You never told me if Greg Dortch was hurt. He's not hurt now. I don't know if he was hurt last week, but he's not hurt now, so he's your wide receiver 3. He could have been hurt for that game, but he's fine now. Mac Jones is 6 of 9. Nice. Do I have practice injury on? I don't think so, no. I shouldn't. Could have been intercepted. That was not a very good throw. That was on 3rd down as well. I think Washington probably kicks here, just tie the... Oh, they're going for it. Honestly, I would kick it. I don't mind the aggressiveness, but I would try to tie the game. Washington does start with the ball in the second half, but why listen to me? They get 3. If Washington can take the lead, that'd be a gigantic. Because they have the 2-for-1 right here. They get the ball now. They get the ball to start the second half. So, as bad as it looked for them at the end of the first quarter, they're in a good spot now. Najee gets it to the 1. They're going to call time. What they should have done is they should have ran the clock to 14. But instead, this is EA Sports. So that's not happening. First and goal. Najee doesn't get it. Now they're chewing clock. But now not. Was he down? Was he down? I feel like he was. But if he was not, that just opened up the game. Yeah, he's down. Now, I will point out, that's still a big play, because now they have it back at the 5 and it's 3rd down. But yeah, this is going to be reviewed and reversed. That could have been a game-changing turnover, but yep, there's the knee. He still is the ball. So now the question is, do you run it or do you throw it? Why? Because the clock stopped. They still shouldn't have called. Oh, they let it run down to 16. That's still really stupid. What if they get tackled in the field of play and they can't get it to the line of scrimmage in time? If Washington doesn't score because of the clock, that would be hilarious. They had the ball at the 1 with a minute left. Boink! Incomplete. Okay, so Washington will score, but only a field goal. So the Nighthawks get the stop in the red zone. As Washington fails to punch it in, but they will tie it. Hear me out. Go for it. I probably wouldn't. I think if you're at the 1, maybe. But at the 5, I don't think it's worth it. We want a Hail Mary. We want a... Oh, wow, they're actually doing it. I thought they were just going to need the clock out. I respect it. Oh, never mind. Boo. The Nighthawks don't like fun. Boo. They taunted us. It looked like a Hail Mary formation. So that'll wrap up the first half. 10-10. It's been a good game so far. The Commies start with the ball in the second half. We play boring football. Yeah, but like... I get that the Nighthawks offense isn't going to wow you with 40-yard plays. But come on, there's 8 seconds left. Just throw it up. We want fun. So Washington starts with the ball. The first half wasn't necessarily pretty for them, but the fact that it's tied and they're on offense and Dexter Lawrence is hurt, that's not too bad for them. Second and 5. Boink. Jonathan Allen is hurt now. Oh, God. So the Nighthawks have 2, 97, 98-plus defensive tackles, and now they're both hurt. Well, that's not ideal. Third and 5. Boink. Good hands, Chase. So Washington gets nothing to start the third quarter. Really feels like they could have done more. They had the ball at the 1. There's no reason they're not winning right now. The Nighthawks dodge a bullet, and they'll get the ball back, not trailing. Why are the Bills 13-3 as their record? That would be because they went 13-3 and won. Is this game better than the Rams-Eagles? Well, obviously. Dalvin's still in the zone. If he can break off a big run with that, that'd be a big deal. The Commies front unit isn't exactly electric. Now, I will say, when you're running toss plays, they're probably not going to work. That might be the best Madden 23 toss I've ever seen. Why would I expect Madden to show ties? That's a great question. Third and 2. Good move by Dalvin Cook. I think that was TJ Edwards. He was in the backfield. He read the play perfectly. But Cook just swoops by him. That'll keep the drive alive. Has a wide open receiver. Breaks a tackle. Oh, he might be... Why did he run upfield? And he fumbled the ball. Okay, he might have been down, but that's still objectively hilarious. That's Bibbs. Why did he run upfield? He could have gone out of bounds or just kept going to the outside. Why run into 5 defenders? If that was actually a fumble, I'm going to die laughing. Oh my God, it actually was. What a moron. That's crazy. You had all that space. You could have just gone out of bounds. What's the point? Oh my God. Good run by Najee Harris, too, to start things off. Bro just got himself cut. He's gone. Yeet. Second and 10. Play action. Did Mac just no look at? Oh my God! What a catch! Chase Claypool just one-handed a no-looker from Mac Jones. Imagine that actually happening in the real NFL. A Mac Jones no-look pass for a one-handed catch by Chase Claypool in 2023? Give me a break. They injured my defensive tackles. It's rigged. It's over. Or should I say it's Jacover? Or Jacover. Yeah, no, that would be right. Not Jacover. That's not a word. Dropped interception right in his hands. And it's now 3rd and 7. Mac goes deep again. How many dropped interceptions are you guys going to get? Jesus. 53-yard kick for Washington as they look to take their first lead of the game with 5 to go in the third. Kick looks good. And it is, right down the middle. So the Commies are ahead 13-10. They take advantage of the fumble, and now they're winning. MVP. To be fair, the other strongest MVP candidate was not any better in his previous playoff game. Dropped interception again. That was a pick six, too. Both teams had lost out on defensive touchdowns. Because the Nighthawks had that one fumble on the kickoff that they could have gotten. There's a gain of 9. I swear I haven't touched the sliders. Has it been that bad? Third and 1. He does not get it. He's going backwards. That might take him out of the zone, too. Is that Edwards? It is. TJ Edwards with one of the biggest defensive plays of the game. Are we going to get a what a punt? Yes, we are. What a punt and what a bounce. Down at the 1. That was about to go in the end zone, and then it just scoots all right on out. Lucky duck. Najee's going to get him quickly out of safety range. He gets 5. There's a good throw out to the 29. It's Olave from the Saints. Najee Harris now breaks a tackle to the 35. I think it's time for OKC to just bend over. Whoa, pause. What does that mean? There's Najee again. It's 3 more. Now 3rd and 2. I don't know if I would say the Commies' offense is in that mode quite yet. I mean, they only scored 1 touchdown. Is he in bounds? I don't think he was. Nope. Mac has been mid as hell today. 10 of 20. That's not going to cut it, buddy. What does the AI run into defenders? That's a great question. Really expecting EA to be smart is not the best idea. So Washington gets out of terrible field position, but they don't do anything after. And now the Nighthawks have it back. Up the middle, good catch by Mark Andrews. Jacoby Brissett has definitely been better than Mac Jones. I did not expect that today. Not to say Brissett has been perfect, but he's had some impressive throws, and he hasn't missed as many. Who made Dasani Madison? That's a great question. I have no idea. It wasn't me. Gain of 3, now 3rd and 2. And so that'll wrap up the third quarter. The Commies lead by 3. As we move into the fourth. I think I did. Why do you make all the quarterbacks? Here, we can search it up. You did not. Somebody else did. Sorry, you can't have all the quarterbacks. You can only have 2. He doesn't come up. I just typed his name in, and it came up. He didn't come up. Did you do 1D or 2Ds? His name has 2Ds. Pause. There's a 25-75 chance of EA having the running back actually find the hole instead of running into the lineman. Brissett lobs it up. Defensive pass interference. And the unfortunate thing for Washington, that was such a great rep by the defensive back, Denzel Ward, the entire play. He was not going to catch that ball. But right at the last second, grabs him. It was the right call, but he wasted a perfect rep. And it's intercepted! Way to make up for your mistake! Well, that wasn't Denzel Ward. That was Reg-John Wright instead. So Washington actually gets a pick. We've only had 10 drops. And finally, an interception. When I type in Dasani Madison, it doesn't come up. Yes, because you typed in Madison with 1D. His name has 2. That's why nothing shows up. That's game. You guys are down by 3. I don't know if it's game yet. Why can't we run the ball like... You guys have ran the ball like 40% of the time. That's pretty regular. Asante Samuel Jr. is hurt. The Nighthawks have lost like 3 guys on defense. Poor team. Is it 2Ds? Yes, it is. Whether it's dumb or not, that is his name. Did Malachi Madison's name have 2Ds? I'm actually curious now. I do not remember. I want to figure this out. Washington does nothing with the turnover. What a wasted opportunity. They could have broken open the game, and they're unsuccessful. Malachi Madison's name does have 2Ds. Interesting. Nighthawks looking like the Bills and watched with the injuries. That is very true. Nicodator might be dumber than Sir Broderick Hillingham. And that says something. You've got to be pretty dumb to be as dumb as him. I had way too much fun creating him. 2Ds in Madison is dumb. Whether that's true or not every name is spelled good. Even if 1D looks better. Who is Sir Broderick? It appears you need to culture yourself, my friend. Dwayne Wade. See? There you go. There's a bunch of other ways you can spell the same name. Like Cade could be C-A-D-E or K-A-D-E. It's the same name. And we're not going to have this conversation again. I'm just going to stand on my hill. The Emancipation Proclamation, feed the slaves. Thank you. Whatever happened to Dasani? That wrong D name. To Dario Madison. I think he was at UAB. I think he ended up being pretty solid. Not this discussion again. I have to push my agenda whenever I get the chance. No one has ever used Cade as a name before. That is a name. It's not the regular way to spell it, but you can spell it like that. Nathaniel Hackett has ruined my birthday. Well, I'll tell you this. Everybody else who's had a birthday in the last 2 years on a day where Nathaniel Hackett is coached, their birthday has also been ruined. I know someone named Cade. See? Point proven. So what have I missed? You've missed one of the games of all time. This game has been weird. Imagine if the Pistons drafted Cade Cunningham. Imagine if his middle name started with a K. Percent for the end zone, and it's caught to Kalen Metcalf for the lead. He didn't even need to jump. That's like the funniest part. That wasn't even a contested catch. Can we see that again? Yeah, he didn't even jump. Okay, he jumped a little bit. But still, Cade Carter Cunningham. How is Jasper St. James doing in college? That's a good question. A question that I don't have the answer to off the top of my head. Denzel Wharton looking like Trent McDuffie whenever he had to track the ball on a lob. No disrespecting Bengals legend Trent McDuffie. Who dey? How is Whopper doing? I also don't have an answer for that. Whopper. So a big drive here for Mac Jones and the boys. They're down by 4 with 4:22 to go. We know what the Washington offense is capable of. They've had some good moments today and some bad ones. They've definitely got to lean into Najee Harris early because, well, he's pretty good. In case you're unaware, this guy can play. Mac lobs it up. He's got a wide open man and he drops it. Chris Olave was trying to go for the catch of the year. I don't know if that pass was like overthrown or if Chris Olave was just trying to look cool or both or what. But he was wide open. I think more blame probably belongs on Mac. That pass was overthrown. Olave probably should have tried to catch it with 2 hands, but like regardless, that pass was overthrown. I would have tried to dive forward though with both hands though, but I'm not a receiver. 3rd and 6, Mac is sacked by Randy Gregory. So Washington does not do anything, and they're going to punt it. They trust their defense to get the stop. The world gave us Nighthawks Cowboys, but the world needed Commies Geagle. Who said the Cowboys were making it? The Nighthawks start at the 20. Let's see if they can finish it off. Shocking the world and advancing to the NFC Championship. They're going to go short. That does the same as a run because it either flushes a timeout or it flushes clock. Game is certainly not over, but the Nighthawks look like they're in a good spot, and it will flush clock. Washington's not going to call their timeouts yet. I assume they're going to start, though. A few first downs would end it. Dallas would host the winner of this game, or the winner of this game would host the Geagles. There's Dalvin Cook with the first down. Washington burns timeout number 1. They've still got 2 more, though. Najee's obviously been the story, but Dalvin Cook has had a pretty good game as well. Dalvin again. He gets 4. Another first down ends it for good. Back to Dalvin. He gets 1 or 2. And now what do you do here if you're OKC? Do you run it or do you throw it? Washington's out of timeouts anyway. Given the right call, I would absolutely consider throwing the ball. If you run it and don't get it, you can flush 40 seconds. But if you're confident in the pass, I don't mind the call. And they get stopped! So the pass decision backfires. It's broken up by Williams, who saves the season for Washington. And they'll have time. They're going to have around 100 seconds. No timeouts. Field goal doesn't do it. They need a touchdown. Are we going to get a what a punt? Or are we going to get a what a punt? Down at the 4. Who is this punter? He needs a raise. Frank, who is your punter? This guy's a baller. What a punt! So Washington needs 96 yards. The final chance for Michael McCorkle-Jones. Didn't Mack win an OFL Bowl? He made one, but he didn't win one. They're going to start by running the ball, getting out of safety range, but they've got to move it. Tick, 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 tick. Mack under pressure. Safety would end it, and he gets rid of it. Oh, that was close. That was the game. Now 3rd and 8. Mack downfield. He's got an open man. It's, I think, Claypool to the 34. Huge play. Oh, Mack did win a ring with the Giants. You're right. Mack up the middle. There's another first down, and now they're in rhythm. Once they get a couple plays going, they can do some damage, but there's only 40 seconds. Jones downfield again. Olave from the Saints gains 20, but there's only 20 seconds left. Mack is in the zone. Oh, my goodness. Mack has time. Mack is going for the end zone. Is he in bounds? He's not. He might have gotten one. And now they're probably going to take a shot, which honestly, knowing Madden, if the alternative is the ball being in the field of play, lob it up. He's wide open. It's Olave. And the Commanders have the lead with, that's not even Olave. That's Kayshon Boutte with 7 seconds on the clock. Oh my goodness, that corner got burnt. What a drive by Mac Jones going the length of the field. 96 yards. Who's that corner? 28? 26? He just got cooked. Wow. The Commanders have the lead with 7 seconds. What an ending. Oh my goodness. Look out for the Hail Mary, though. We've seen Jacoby Brissett complete Hail Marys in this league before. Kayshon Boutte, Nighthawk legend. I forgot he was on the Nighthawks. Against his former team. They're going to return it. They shouldn't. They're still going to have enough time for a Hail Mary, though. So realistically, the Nighthawks are not going to get the Hail Mary itself. I don't see Jacoby Brissett throwing the ball 85 yards. What I could see is a defensive pass interference. Or we could have the John Ross situation where he outruns everybody. But that would require a super long throw. As it is caught at the 17. The Hail Mary was received, but DK Metcalf couldn't gain any more room, and that'll do it. Wow, what an ending. The Washington Commanders survived by a hair. They beat the Nighthawks by 3. Got to give the Nighthawks a lot of credit, though. We did not expect this team to do anything in the playoffs, even after they won 12 games. We wrote them off, and we were wrong to do that. They beat Seattle, and if not for a busted coverage, they would have made it to the NFC Championship. So I think this team deserves a ton of credit for making it as far as they did. I do have one question, though. Who was the corner? Tariq Woolen. Of all people, you'd think that Tariq Woolen would be able to catch up. But it's like right here. Boutte immediately gets like 3 yards of ground. And by the time he caught it, he had like basically 3 yards. Tariq Woolen's like the fastest corner in the game. And he got cooked. I will say I thought Jacoby Brissett was better than Mac Jones. Mac Jones did not have a very good game. But that last drive, he clutched it up. He had his 3 or 4 best throws of the game on the last drive. So even though he was mid as hell for 3.5 quarters, when it mattered, he did his thing. Brissett was fine. He was not bad at all. He had some good throws. He's not the reason why they lost. Both teams ran the ball very well. DK Metcalf 101. KJ Hamler 100. Boutte with 50 in the game winner. And then defensively, 3 sacks, 1 interception. How many deflections? This is what I want to see. 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's a lot of drops. And now it is time for game number 2. Who will play against the Commies in the NFC Championship? Will it be the Dallas Cowboys or will it be the Mexico City Eagles? Maybe turn the interceptions up by 5. Here's this. I'll consider it for the next round if it continues to be bad, but I don't like to make slider changes in between games in the same week because I don't think it's fair to the other teams or even these two teams to begin with. I don't think it's fair for any of the teams. Random number generator. What do we land on? Oh, I closed that at the tab. Hold on. Random number generator. 1. Eagles. As soon as I saw man coverage, I knew it was GG. Now that you say that, why did they not have it like a safety back deep near him? How do you not have like 3 guys playing prevent? They had no timeouts. What are they going to do? Throw it like up the middle? Knowing EA, probably. But like if they did, that's fine. Because you could just tackle them. Bloods versus KKK. Oh boy. That's one of the matchups of all time. Madden is very dumb when it comes to the no huddle. That's a good point. But still, I didn't know Madden was that dumb to like just not have anybody back deep. Never a dull moment with this game, I'll tell you that. So let's see who will play against the Commies in the NFC Championship. Will it be the Eagles or will it be the Cowboys? Dallas looks like the team to beat. They're healthy. They won 16 games. The one team they lost to, the Nighthawks, are, of course, now out. And they've been the best team in the league through the duration of the regular season, sweeping the division with 3 playoff-caliber teams, including the Commies, who are still alive. They've beaten good teams left and right. They've got plenty of talent, and they've won the ring before. They've won the damn thing. However, the Mexico City Eagles feel a little bit different than the past. Hector has played in like 7 playoff games. It's a lot. They finally won one against the Dreadnoughts in a shootout. And now let's see what they can do against probably the best team in the league. Dallas is certainly the favorite here. Dallas is the favorite to win the bowl. You could argue the Bills, but Jonathan Taylor's out until the bowl itself. And on paper, the Cowboys and the Bills are obviously by far the 2 best teams left. But as we saw in the wild card round, some of these new age teams knocked down the previous top dogs, like Seattle and Houston and the Dreadnoughts and the Bengals. So why not Dallas and Buffalo next, even though the Cowboys and the Bills clearly had a leg up on those other teams throughout the regular season? Who knows? I think the Eagles have not a great chance, but more of the chance than people are giving them credit for. Little Jaw's watching OFL instead of real football. Well, that's what happens when Nathaniel Hackett's calling plays. I would want to shield my eyes too. Here's Zeke. Breaks a tackle. Gains a first down. The Zach Wilson effect. That'll happen. Dak goes deep. Wide open man. Did he drag the feet in? He does. Gain of 18 yards for Michael Pittman Jr. Back up the middle for Ezekiel Elliott. We all laughed at this signing. And in hindsight, he could have given him like a fourth of the contract. But the guy continues to produce. Who got hurt? I wasn't looking. Was it Zeke? If that's Zeke, that's an awfully big deal. It is a Geagle. I don't think that's Zeke. Nope, it is Ike Ekwonu. That's still significant. He's one of their better offensive linemen, but it's better than Zeke. What would you rank that last game? Definitely one of the best of the playoffs so far. I'm trying to think of what playoff game this year would be better. Probably the Geagles and the Dreadnoughts, but since we simcasted that game, we didn't get to enjoy the whole thing. So I would say of the watch games, that one was the best. Even though the first 3.5 quarters were really ugly, it was still like fun, competitive football, and then obviously the ending was thrilling. It's like a high stakes Big Ten game, except with offense at the end. There's TJ Watt. Brings down the quarterback. We play hell next week. I'm scared. I'd be scared too. But I wouldn't call it a gimme. The Chargers are tough. We're better than them, but that's not how the NFL works. A better team on paper doesn't always win, which is why the NFL is so fun. And they've got Mr. Aura Man himself, Justin Herbert. Dak is sacked again. DeMarcus Lawrence and I think Aaron Donald, each with half a sack. Good start for the Cowboys pass rush, getting to the quarterback twice. I just realized Dak and Zeke are on the same team again. I feel like I've made this connection like recently, but that's ironic. Dak and Zeke playing in a playoff game against Dallas. What a punt! We've had 3 what a punts today, and they've all been inside the 5 from Blake Gillikin. Now, I will say the last time a team started on the 4-yard line, they drove it 96 yards for the win. So let's see what the Cowboys can do with Joe Burrow, Nick Chubb, and the gang. Dallas, like Washington, lost in the divisional round last year to Seattle. We were supposed to get Dallas and Seattle part 3. That obviously didn't happen. Here's my expert game plan, Nick Chubb. I think Hector's the curse when it comes to his quarterbacks. I think you are right. Although Dak did have a great year this season, but he clearly has like some anti-magic touch. He has the Mario Cristobal touch. There's the cheese touch, there's Cooties, and there's the Mario Cristobal touch. Kill any quarterback's development by coaching them, or by failing to coach them. There's Nick Chubb up the middle. Gains around 15. That'll get him out of safety range. Dak with the short throw for Chubb. Looking to get Chubb involved in the passing game so far. I mean, I guess it's working. He's averaging 10.5 yards a catch. I still deserve Coach of the Year. I would agree with that. I voted for you first place, and it is a regular season award. And it's not like you specifically choked. It's that Tariq Woolen had one bad rep. I called Joey Dak. I'm used to Dak being on the Cowboys. You know what I meant, damn it. Curtis Samuel, good play to the 50. Dallas looks pretty solid so far on both sides of the ball. Their defense is getting pressure. Their offense is already moving it. There's Chubb. Not much. Maybe a yard. Not even. The Eagles got to stop 24. That's priority number 1. They still got some good receivers to go against. Mike Evans, Zakai Ross. Watched game Greg Dulcich. There's Evans. One-handed snag for 30. He's showing Chris Olave how it's done. What did you miss? The Commanders squeaked away from the Nighthawks in a wild game. I can't speak. For my birthday, I want Sherwin to join OFL. Oh, we've tried. Believe me, we want him here too. Mike Evans is in fact cheese. Mike Evans is like 31 years old, but somebody's going to draft him in like the first round of the fantasy draft next year, and the crazy part is it's going to be well worth it. Zakai Ross revenge game. You're right. It's also the Terry McLaurin revenge game. That's the only game we've already watched? Yes. We're doing the NFC games today and the AFC games tomorrow. Sherwin in a live chat would be priceless. That would, in fact, be gold. If only. But believe me, we have tried. What the hell was that? They lost 8 on the screen. Screens are usually bad. I didn't know they were that bad. Yatur Gross Matos brings him down. Yeah, that play was just bad from the beginning. Yuck. I'm drinking my pain away as Keishon Booty gets a revenge game. Better be drinking water. We can't condone underage drinking here in the OFL. Watching the Dragons draft and it looks solid. W. Thank you for watching. Sherwin into games in the same chat would be cinema. 3rd and goal. Oh, it's popped away. Evans had it in his hands too. He was going to come down with that. He mossed the first DB, but then the safety comes in and pops it away. And Dallas is going to get the first points of the game with a field goal. Tooley should have like 4 sacks. He is so him. He's one of the youngest players in the draft too. Is he still 20? For as so far bad of a first round pick as Quentin Johnston has been. Okay, Tooley's 21, but still, he's one of the youngest players in the class. And he's been one of the best players in the class. He's a dog. Would it be fair to say he's their best edge rusher? Am I allowed to go that far? Like, I get Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack have, like, name value. Am I allowed to go that far? I feel like I should be allowed to. Currently watching in the 3rd round. I don't know what they're going to do. Don't spoil. All right, I'm going to spoil. We traded for Patrick Mahomes. We traded our 3rd round pick, 80 overall, for Patrick Mahomes. Here's a big run for Zeke to the 48. I just felt you were going to draft Tornado Davis, but I love how you said he's not just a kick return guy when one of his strengths was kick returning. Just because he's not just a kick return guy doesn't mean he can't return kicks. I never said he couldn't. I just said there's more to him. It was a compliment. But yeah, I think he's going to be a dog. I'm excited to use him. Dak, hit as he throws. Boink, boink, incomplete. We moved Puma to running back. Chance Matamolo, franchise quarterback season. Let meat cook. Although Chance is faster, so that we moved the wrong guy to running back. Nice catch! Broken tackle! He's in! The Giggles take the lead. Who's 10? It's Von Bryan. How does this guy continue to find the field? Greg Dortch does not want to play. To be fair, Greg Dortch is not making that catch. But I will say, I definitely made sure Greg Dortch is wide receiver 3 and in the slot. But who cares? Because Von Bryan just made the play of the game so far. I'm sad I designed my team just to play against Dallas. You guys were too good in the regular season. If you were like the 4 seed or the 5 seed, you could have been here. Who is 26? I don't know. Was it one of the corners? I know Sauce is in 26 here. Sauce is like a weird number. Isn't he like 13 or something stupid? Hector said he wanted to bench this guy. Well, to be fair, he did bench this guy. 26 is... It might be Elam, because if the Giggles are running a 4 receiver set, the Cowboys probably have 4 corners on the field. And Von Bryan's the wide receiver 4, so he's probably lined up against Kyrie Elam. So that's a good call, you're right. You owe me 3 first and interest for unpaid Joe Burrow rental. Elam out. Didn't you really want to trade for him too? What did you miss? Did you see the touchdown? Yeah, you guys are winning. Here's Dulcich. Watched game merchant, Greg Dulcich. You need to add pass rush. He does need to add pass rush. Didn't this team have Daniil Hunter? I could be wrong, but I feel like they had Daniil Hunter, who had a Defensive Player of the Year-esque season with the Dreadnoughts, who lost to the Eagles, to be fair. When re-signings is due, just change the schemes to fit the re-signings. Is that okay? I mean, as long as you don't have like 7 different scheme changes as you do it, then you can make like one switch. And well, obviously they had Myles Garrett. How did I not think to mention Myles Garrett? I'll mention Daniil Hunter, but I won't mention the guy who's literally on my team. They also had John Franklin Myers. Where is he now? Isn't he on the Chargers? Is he still on the Chargers, or is he somewhere else? Players get flipped around like blunts here. It's hard to remember sometimes. Burrow's in the zone. He's had a really good game so far. Chubb has been kind of quiet, though. Less than 3 yards a carry. He's on my team. See? There you go. These players get flipped around like every week. It's Modelo time. Damn right. I'm going to say that too often. Hector also had Quinn Williams. Oh, how can I forget? Who's also eliminated, but still. He had like this elite defensive line, traded all of them away. Yet, he did not win a playoff game with that defensive line, but he is now. Chargers played good on defense, and Louisville won a basketball game. Those two things might not happen again this year, let alone on the same day. So, enjoy it. Imagine the year 2 Eagles with this year's Jacoby Brissett. That team would be kind of nasty. Broken up, 3rd and 1. I have an idea. Give the ball to Nick Chubb. I get he hasn't been all that effective, but like you need 1 yard. Simcast. Why? You guys are winning. They are going to throw it. Why? Okay, they got it. Don't listen to me. Curtis Samuel to the 4. Who starts with the ball? I think Dallas starts with the ball. So if they can have the lead going into half, that'd be a big deal. 1st and goal. Burrow under pressure. Who said they need pass rush? Big sack. I have wasted like almost 2 weeks of my life watching Jets football. You haven't wasted like 7 years. It's only been the last 2 weeks. The last 7 years haven't been a waste, or however long you've been a fan. Just the last 2 weeks. And one of those weeks you didn't even play. Burrow, no looker for the lead. Mike Evans comes down with it. And the Cowboys are back on top. The only way to defend Mike Evans and watched is to double him. One-on-one coverage, he's coming down with it. As long as the throw isn't horrible. Like, that was pretty good coverage, and there's nothing he could have done. Nothing. Nick is a Mike Evans merchant. To be fair, in OFL 20 when he had Mike Evans, he still lost to me in the playoffs. So, there's that. The only way to defend Mike Evans is to PI him. I guess a PI would have been better than a touchdown, to be fair. Delete Mike Evans. This should be a bannable offense. First the tush push, and now this. The difference is that Mike Evans is like actually like annoyingly OP. Like, how are you supposed to stop him? You'll never guess who gave me Mike Evans. Why do we trade Mike Evans to the next team? Why? Like, why do we choose to do that? Cough, cough, Hector. Trayvon Diggs on Mike Evans would be cinema. Even though I want, like, a funnier bowl, that would be cinema. The whole game would be cinema. But that matchup in particular, chef's kiss. Nobody had warned me, and I thought he'd regress badly. That's what everybody who trades away Mike Evans thinks. And they always end up being wrong. Hector didn't give me Mike... Was it not Hector? I could have sworn he was on the Eagles. Again, players get flipped around. It's hard to remember. Oh my, there's 20 seconds and no timeouts. Broken tackle. I believe that's Okonkwo. They're not going to score, though, because, well, who cares about managing the clock? It was Frank. I do not remember him ever on the Eagles. I guess it could have been like a small offseason trade or a flip or something, but I do not remember this. Fun fact, I almost acquired Evans in Season 1. Yeah, that's exactly what the Bills need. Mike Evans. Here's our bracket. Washington awaiting the winner, which currently Dallas has the upper hand. They lead 10-7. They're going to start with the ball. But the Eagles are hanging in there. I told you. They have a better chance than people are giving them credit for. Now, they still have some work to do. Why? That was a bad kick. We're only starting at the 26, but geez, that kick went, like, nowhere. You would have gotten a better kick from Dare Ogunbowale. It's hard to enjoy watch games. Well, that would make sense when it's a playoff game and it's close. It's stressful more than enjoyable. It was a fifth, a fourth, and a first that I needed for Mark Andrews. I would pick Mike Evans over Mark Andrews and not think twice. Respectfully. I wonder if Dare will be playing next week. I mean, he'll play. I don't know if he'll be kicking. There's Chubb for 4. Our O-line is so bad. I'll take Penei Sewell off your hands. Mike Evans is in the zone. They should just throw him the ball every play. Like, no exaggeration. DK is a better Mike Evans. No, he is not. DK is not doing the stuff that Mike Evans has done in OFL for the last 4 years. You know what? I'm just going to take everything I said back. I've been meat riding this guy 2 minutes just for him to drop the ball on 3rd down. And that'll force a punt. Big stop by Marcus Peters. He quite literally did last game. He did make a nice play, but like everything Mike Evans does is more impressive. Mike Evans could be like blanketed, and he's coming down with it. Please stop talking about our players. You know who I really like on this team? Alex Highsmith. He's a baller. Obviously, TJ Watt gets the attention. Okay, it didn't work. Aaron Donald and TJ Watt and Jordan Davis in the backfield to bring Dak to the 2. I don't even know if Highsmith was in the game there. There he is. He's in the game now. They might have to run the ball. Here's Zeke. Up the middle. Gets 5. 3rd and 11. You're back not deep enough to where you can throw it, and Dak is alone in the backfield. That should tell you what you need to know. And he quickly throws it away under a ton of pressure. So the punt means that Dallas doesn't even get a drive. Why does Watt not have his X Factor or Donald? That's a good question. I do not know. Madden is so like inconsistent with the X Factors because like I know there's the thing with like the defensive coordinators where like you need to like buy the thing to activate it, but like every team should have that. Like that same issue happened with us. Our X Factors weren't activated, but our defensive coordinator had the thing. It was so weird. Now 3rd and 3. Short throw, 1st down. Gain of about 4. This team is like tickling my balls, teasing me. They're giving them a nice little rub down there. That sounds so bad out of context. Here's Chubb. To the 34. Dallas is moving it. If they can get a touchdown, they can put themselves in a good spot. Read option, Burrow! Doesn't work. A Joe Burrow design run is not what I expected on that play. The Eagles clearly did. 3rd and 1, Chubb gets a couple. He continues to have a very blag game, barely averaging over 3 a pop. Here's Chubb again. Gets like 4 more. Joe Burrow, Lamar Burrow. What's the difference? The difference is that Lamar is out. Another first down. They're moving it kind of like the Nighthawks in the sense of like it's not exciting, but it's efficient. Risky throw. 30 could have made a play on that ball. And he was just a little clicker to get over to him. Here's Chubb. He had wide open room to the outside. But it's Madden. He's not going to see the open room. And Dallas gets called with a hold. Don't compare this watered-down team with no culture to mine. The culture is actually damn good. Here's Chubb. Continues to do nothing. Can we get Chubb into open space and McGovern to outer space? 3rd and 15. Here's Burrow. Why are we going short? Weak. What a difference a year makes. Trevor Lawrence was throwing like a blind man in the divisional. Now he's in Cancun with one of the worst teams. The Eagles aren't even in Cancun. They're not home. And there's a chance they won't get home because this game ain't over. Dallas adds to their lead. They're up by 6. But the Eagles are only down by 1 score, and they've got over a whole quarter to go. With Washington eagerly awaiting. Huge drive for Dak Prescott and the offense. The biggest drive of the game so far. For sure. Trevor can be an OFL Bowl winner and a Cancun Bowl winner. I'm going to need that Greg Newsome pick right about now. It wouldn't be a Dallas watch game without a timely Greg Newsome interception. Zeke gets 2. That'll wrap up the 3rd. The Cowboys lead by 6. Game's far from over, though. Mexico has the ball. Their biggest drive of the year. And it starts with a 3rd down and 9. Biggest play of the game. Dak goes downfield and it's dropped. That was a good throw. But it's jarred out of his hands. Dak is 6 for 9, by the way. The Eagles have had the ball for 20 plays. The Cowboys have dominated time of possession. I feel like the Eagles' offense has been better. They just have barely had the ball. Simcast, it's a 1-score game. Tipped away. It's a 2-score game. That's like wrong on multiple levels. That whole statement. It's a lose-lose scenario for me. Just root for the AFC, I guess. I don't know. Could have gotten to root for the Bengals, but the Bengals had other plans. They had vacations. Chubb to the 33. Can we just get this out of the way in Simcat? It's a 1-score playoff game. Good tackle. I would rather have my pee-pee cut than ever root for you. Jesus Christ, what did I do? They hate me because they hate me. 3rd and 5. Wide open up the middle is Greg Dulcich for the first down. Gotta cover him there. The Eagles defense looked good on this drive too before that play. Chubb to the 47. With the same amount of rings this cycle, and I just made the playoffs. Nobody wants to be you. All right, buddy. If you at the top and you're being hated, you're doing something right. True that. I can just do the Klay Thompson and flex to 4. 3rd and inches. Chubb goes backwards. He loses 3. What did Dallas do on 4th and 3? They absolutely should not kick. They're going to... Oh, they're going to punt. Honestly, that's probably the right call. You could go for it, but like... I don't know. I don't trust them. Oh my God, it's a fake! Why? What was the point of that? A Nick fake punt in the playoff game. Where have I seen this before? Why? What is the point? Just punt the ball, pin them deep. It's not that hard. But now the Eagles have good field position, and they've got a shot. Dak has looked good. Zeke has looked good. Nice run to the 40. Are we running this episode again, EA? EA couldn't think of creative ideas for you to lose, so they just needed to recycle. Yeah, like if you're going to go for it, which I think would be a bad call, but if that's what you're set on doing, you got to keep the offense on the field. Dak hit as he throws, and it's caught by Pittman. Good play. We need MP versus Hector. That would be funny. I really want the Nick Littlejob Bowl because that would just be hilarious for 3 days. But we would need a lot for that to happen. Okonkwo does not get the first down. 4th and 3 at the 34. I was going to say I would kick. The run defense has been so good all game. I feel like you have to trust them. Oh, they're going to go for it. Okay. I would have kicked it. But this is why you don't... Oh, fumble! Who has it? The Eagles have it. Oh, that was close. So Mexico keeps the ball. They get the first down. Wow, Dallas had like 4 guys. Okonkwo was open. That was a good play. 1, 2, 3. There were 4 guys. The ball was like just lollipopping around. At least 3 of them touched it. 2 of them probably grabbed it. But it's Okonkwo who scoops it up. And the Eagles' drive stays alive. And then on the very next play, McLaurin, who's been really quiet today, gets it into the red zone. Did they gain a yard on that? Did they get extra yards because of the fumble? That would be kind of funny. Final play before the 2-minute warning. If they get it off, they will. Handoff for Zeke. Oh, man, he's inside the 5. The Eagles might actually take the lead. They're close. They're at the 3. They could just taste it. They're right there. They are right there. Just run the ball. Okay, maybe on 3rd down, maybe you don't. Obviously, if they don't get it, they have to go for it. They would be foolish not to. 3rd and 3 for the lead. 85's kind of open. Now he's not. And it's nearly intercepted. Kyle Hamilton had it right in his hands. Catch the damn ball. 4th and 3. They're going to go for it. Duh. Dak, end zone, touchdown. Is that who I think it is? Is that who I think it is? Greg Dortch in the playoffs on 4th down gives the Eagles the lead. What a perfect script. It's Greg Dortch who makes the play. Now, well, I guess technically they're not winning yet. They need the extra point. And there's still a lot of time left on the clock. Minute 38. This is not like the Washington drive in the last game. Washington had less time. They had no timeouts. And they could not get a field goal. None of those things apply to Dallas. They're going to have a little under 100 seconds. They're going to have 3 timeouts, and a field goal is fine. So the chances of them getting this are a lot higher than Washington in the last game. But they still got to get it. Maybe this wouldn't have happened if you didn't run a fake punt at midfield. Is Nick going to lose again because of the fake punt? That would be kind of funny. That's a good start. Oh, he dropped it. Nice defense. 2nd and 10. Minute 34. Burrow has Chubb open. Comes down with it for a gain of 8. Why are we using timeouts already? What are they thinking? I think that's too early. I would hold on to it. I guess they're putting their eggs into the basket of this drive. 3rd and 2. Chubb again. He got it. Barely. They've got to keep it moving. From the 36. Okay. You have 2 timeouts and there's a minute left. Can you guys open up the playbook for the love of God? This is not the second quarter of week 6. Mike Evans is wide open to the 26. As Mason Smith is hurt for the Geagles. The one worse idea than having Mike Evans in single coverage is to just not cover him at all. So they're in field goal range. It's not over for either side. Dallas can't turn it over. First things first. Here's Chubb up the middle. The Eagles are going to be calling their timeouts, obviously. Yep. Second and 6. Back to Chubb. And he gets 3 more. As long as Dallas doesn't do something like absolutely stupid, you'd think should be fine. But this is EA Sports. I'm not calling this game over until I see 3 zeros. 3rd and 3. Back to Chubb. Doesn't get it. It's field goal time. This one's from 34. Let's see how much clock they run out. They call a timeout at 11. You could have called a timeout at like 3. Why at 11? Are we giving the Eagles a chance to run a Hail Mary? What are we thinking? 34-yard try for Chris Boswell. For the lead. It is up and it is good. So the Cowboys are up by 2. There's probably 7 seconds. So the Eagles are going to have time for a Hail Mary. Similarly to what we talked about the Nighthawks game, there's 8 seconds. Your best bet is a penalty. They have no timeouts. So they've just got to sling it and hope they get lucky. We've seen Hector Hail Marys before. Their best bet is a penalty or the John Ross thing where, again, he just outruns the defense. I will say, compared to the Nighthawks game, Dak definitely is the better arm compared to Jacoby. All right, this is it. Clock hits 0. Game on the line. Prescott floats it up. It's caught by McLaurin, and he is only going to get it to the 46. Why did they not run an actual Hail Mary? What is the thought process? And so the Dallas Cowboys survive. They will play against the Washington Commanders in the NFC Championship with 2 wild games, both of which saw game-winning scores with under 30 seconds left in both of them. Dak just wanted the stat pad, clearly. What an effort here by the Eagles. Hector does the unthinkable. He wins a playoff game, and he nearly wins 2. They had the lead late, but again, it was a broken coverage. Just like the Nighthawks that lost them the game. Whose fault was it? It might have been a zone, though. Yeah, that's not zone. That's him getting cooked. 39, Marcus Peters. At least with Marcus Peters, it makes sense because he's old and slow. Tariq Woolen does not have an excuse for that. Both QBs were fine. Joe Burrow was He was cool. Dak, I feel like, had a good game, but I also feel like we missed that it factor a little bit from him. But overall, he was pretty good. Zeke was good. Nick Chubb was not. What happened to him? Curtis Samuel played well. Mike Evans was the best player on the field, and it wasn't close. They should have got more out of McLaurin. 3 catches for 52 yards. TJ Watt was very good. Shocker. Aaron Donald with a sack. Tank with a sack. Biggest play of the game, and they have Marcus Peters on him. I don't know what to say about that. Well, that was fun, wasn't it, guys? 2 games that were ugly the entire time, and then at the end, catch fire. But we've got an NFC East battle in the conference championship between the Cowboys and the Commies. And an NFC East team will be back in the bowl. For the next cycle, can you figure out a way to put the best on the best? In order to put the best on the best, this is what you got to do. Let me show you. I'm going to use the Bills as an example. So in Madden, oftentimes, I'll say more times than not, your second best corner, your CB2, covers the best receiver. So what SG did was he flipped Trayvon Diggs and Jalen Ramsey. Now the ironic thing is Trayvon Diggs is probably the better of the 2 corners in the game, but in terms of pure coverability, Jalen Ramsey obviously is the edge. So there you go. I think the next stream tomorrow will be, as I said earlier, like 3 or 4. I'll give an official time when I wake up tomorrow, but it'll probably be like 3 or 4. We've got the Bills and the Jets, and then the Steelers and the Raiders. I hope everybody enjoyed this stream and enjoyed another edition of OFL After Dark. And